Our next speaker is known as the godfather of Canadian hip-hop. He's also known as an artist who refuses to be put into a box, constantly evolving and reinvigorating his artistic soul. He acts, he writes, he raps, he motivates. He was born Wesley Williams, but in this country, all you have to say is Maestro, and everybody knows who you're talking about. And it's not Peter Ujninin from the Canadian Opera. You guys don't know him. Anyway, never mind. He is the author of the recently released, critically acclaimed book, Stick to Your Vision. I am so pleased to welcome to our stage our last speaker of today. Please welcome Wes Maestro Williams.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Man, I feel great, man. I learned so much today. People coming together. Man. Give it up to the Master of Ceremonies, Garvia, please, everybody. I mean, I took notes. I mean, Ernie hit me over the head. You said a couple of things I didn't even know about. But, you know, now when I speak about hip-hop, you know, I'll address things a little differently. And that's what it's all about, just learning. And we learn from our elders. And that's one of the things that Dalton said, too. He said, you know what? Let's bless the room. Let's bless and give props to the elders who came before us, right? He also said, bless the ancestors, right? But on top of that, what I like to do, I like to bless the young cats coming up. Understand? That's important for me too. Because when we came up, we didn't have what y'all have now. We didn't have Manifesto. We didn't have any of this. Understand what I'm saying? So we fucked up in a lot of ways. We did a lot of great things, but a lot of solidarity we didn't have coming up, especially in Toronto. Everybody was doing their own thing instead of trying to unite. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing on one level, you know. Me and Farley, B Factory was doing their thing on the next level over there. And I'm saying instead of coming together, we could have been in a whole different planet right now. Understand what I'm saying? So when I see a young brother like Shay do his thing and bring people together to not make just a concert, but to make Manifesto a festival where the opening speech is by the Governor General of Canada. Understand what I'm saying? To the closing ceremony is you got Black Thought from the Roots. You got my man brother Ernie coming over here. Understand what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Hip hop, we evolved, right? And I'm glad that the youth, y'all learned what we did that was right, and now we're learning from you too. Understand what I'm saying? And we're going to keep on going. Like Garvia said, my book is called Stick to Your Vision. But before I go on, you guys hit me in the head, man. Wow. Lillian Allen said something very prolific to me. She said, voice defies death. That's some serious shit right there. Voice defies death. Wayne, he said, you know what, we got to document a history. I had no idea that we had like theater groups in the 1800s over here. I didn't know about all that. That's news to me. The Master of Ceremonies, Garvia, this is what you said. It wasn't your quote, but you quoted this. To poison the people, you poison their stories. That hit me in the head because the Blast Master KRS once said, if you don't know the author, you don't know what you're reading. If you don't know the history of the author, you don't know what you're reading. Okay, so I'm here to learn from all of y'all. I'm not, see what the devil wants division amongst God's people. Understand what I'm saying? Not only from an ethnic perspective, us living in Toronto, the most ethnically diverse city in the world, you got blacks, you got within the Caribbean community, there's differences. You see what I'm saying? Within Toronto itself, you got the Portuguese community, the Jewish community, Italian, everybody's doing their own thing. But my thing, I always see, you know what? We got more similarities than we got differences, right? And also when it comes from a hip-hop perspective too, yeah, I'm older. Yeah, I came out, you know, rhyming to 1979 when I came out doing my thing. But I kind of want to learn from you cats coming up too. That's important right there, you know? People talk about Soulja Boy and these rap artists right now coming up. You know what? If you was a jazz artist, trumpet player, right now, I would say, you know what? You cool, but check out what Miles Davis, my brother Miles Davis was doing back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So when I see like the Soulja Boys and my man who I like, what's my man's name? Roscoe Dash. I'd be like, yo, that's cool. But there's a gentleman by the name of Nasty Nas. He came out with a track called Live at the Barbecue in 1991, 92. This is how he was spent when he was 16. Understand what I'm saying? I'd rather educate the kids, because you know what? If your mind ain't right, if I'm giving you information, you can't process that information right. Understand what I'm saying? And it goes the other way too. If I'm on a level where I think I'm the shit, and I know everything, and I'm 42 years old, what the F can a 15-year-old school me? If I'm blocked like that, when he's giving me that information, I'm not processing that information properly because I'm stuck here with my arrogance. I'm stuck here with my ignorance. Understand? And that's what I said. That's what the devil wants. He wants division amongst the people. I'm trying to bring everybody together because we got more similarities than we got differences, especially in hip-hop. Now, my book is called Stick to Your Vision. My brother Chuck D from Public Enemy wrote the foreword for me. And man, that's a blessing right there. That's like one of the most prolific voices in hip-hop. And it's an honor for him to do that. I thank my man Drake for a beautiful testimonial, George Stroumboulopoulos, everybody who came through for that. And I thank my wife, Tamara Hendricks Williams, who was a co-writer of my book, you know, because I wouldn't have been able to do that without her at all. It's available in chapters right now, Coles, Indigos, and I'm trying to be like my man Dalton over here, you know. This is book number 1, but I'm trying to do my thing, right? Before I get to that level. Now, what we do, we've defined vision as a forward-moving, motivating intention, okay? So a forward-moving, motivating intention. In other words, if you stay still, your vision is going to die. You got to keep going forth and forward. And it's broken down into 3 components, which are expectation, operation, and destination, okay? Now, expectation deals with what do you expect from yourself? What don't you expect from yourself? What limitations have you put on yourself? What limitations have other people put on you, and why? Those are the type of things. Operation deals with building your team, networking, like Manifesto. This was a network, people coming together, okay, to get to where? Our destination. That's real important. So I have a little time here, so we're going to try to make this happen. Expectation. The first chapter in my book is called Black Man Can't Skate, right? The reason I call it Black Man Can't Skate is because in the first grade, I was the only black kid in class. The teacher asked us, you know what, why don't you all draw a picture of what you want to do when you grow up? So kids were drawing, you know, firefighters, police. I thought I was nice. I draw a picture of Bobby Orr. That was the Wayne Gretzky before the time, right? But I made him black. I had my brown Crayola. I did my thing, you know. I gave him my afro. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I gave him the black and gold. This is Bobby Orr, number 4. But I made him look like me. Well, it didn't go over that well in the class because one of the kids saw my picture and said, you can't play hockey. You're a nigger. And that's the first time I ever heard that word. And then I got beat down by 8 of them. And I was like, wow, I learned from a young age what's expected of me and what's not expected of me. Understand what I'm saying? So I tried skating like twice. And I said, I just remember what they told me back in the days. You see what I'm saying? So I learned from a young age what's expected, my expectations, and what's not expected of me. So I had to keep it moving. In 1979, I heard a song called Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. And this is something that it just made me feel like I could do this. This is something I'm nice with. Hip-hop, this is something I could do. I started working my rhymes. I started getting real good at it. And I just propelled to the next level, man. And I continued moving on, getting better. But my man Ron Nelson from CKLN, which is a spot right here, gave me a shot in 1982. I was known as the Melody MC. And I rhymed over a song called Bounce, Rock, Skate. That's why I like what you're saying. And my man said, that's the Melody MC. He's 15, and goddamn, he's good. And that little confidence Ron gave me right there is what propelled me to continue doing my thing. But then it continued growing, and I started doing shows at the concert hall. Before we had Focus and all those spots, the concert hall, just so you know, a lot of people visiting here, that was like the Apollo Theater of Toronto. So everybody came to concert hall. Big Daddy Kane, you name it, Run DMC, everybody. And I was one of those cats. But the first group I opened for was a spot called Club Fresh, which is known as the Government right now, was a group called UTFO. They had a song called Roxanne, Roxanne. And I was in a group called Vision. And you know what? We had crews from all over the city, all over Toronto, Mississauga, Jane and Finch. We rep Scarborough, you know what I mean? But we won. We beat everybody. We kicked everybody. And I felt so good for the fact that, you know what, this is something that I believed in that I could be good at. And I took it to the next level where now my city is growing with this. So to me, that's an important thing to look back to see like where you were. A lot of people know me as the Maestro, Fresh West, as an MC, what have you, but a lot of people don't know the history of where I got to where I got to. Now, a lot of y'all know Canadian Idol. You know, if you haven't watched it, you know, I met Farley Flex. I gave Farley the name Flex. He's known as Farley Fidel. That's his real name, you know. I gave him that name, Farley Flex. It stuck with him. But we used to work together at a place called Wizards. And he was the bouncer. I was working back shop, you know, one of those line cooks. But he always heard me rhyme. And one thing Farley said to me, if you ever need help, he just came out of college at the time. If you ever need help, let me know. And I kept that at the back of my mind because I saw Missy Me do her thing. That's the queen, understand? When I see Missy do her thing, I'm saying, like, if she can do it, I can do it too. Everything I try to do, Missy did first. A lot of people give me the props for blowing up or whatever like that, but I was watching Soul in the City and saw Missy perform. Scott LaRock just passed away, but the Blastmaster KRS-One introduced her on stage. Red Alert was DJing. You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, I was like, wow, Missy is still doing it. If she can do it, I can do it too. And that's what made me, you know, dig in the crates, get more creative, and come up with the Maestro concept. Because Beat Factory was doing their thing, and I felt in my heart I could do my thing too. So we kept it moving. I performed on Electric Circus, and I was at the right place at the right time because a label from New York City just so happened to be visiting. And, oh, there's Miss. Hey, I didn't know you were there. You weren't supposed to hear all this. I didn't know. Oh my God. Yeah, I love you too, but you know, I didn't know you were here. That changes everything. No, I'm just joking. Listen, man, if it wasn't for Missy, there'd be no me, man. That's the queen right there, man. That's somebody I give a lot of respect to. Toronto, the scene of Toronto. Hip-hop in Toronto wouldn't be the same way if it wasn't for her over there. So I seen what they were doing. I seen what Beat Factory was doing, and that was the catalyst for me to continue doing my thing. And it was like we performed on EC, and Stevie B just so happened to be visiting Toronto at the time. And I didn't even want to do EC. I was like, man, it's whack. We did that already, man. It's whack. But if I didn't look for that opportunity, if I didn't go for that opportunity, this wouldn't have happened. Because he put us on to his people, and then I got a record deal. And this made me feel good because all these years I was driving to New York City, you know, shopping the Def Jam, shopping the Profile, Sleeping Bag, all that stuff, right? And nobody was getting back to us. But here's an opportunity that came right in my city, right? We took that and ran with it. And I came out with a song called Let Your Backbone Slide. And the first place I ever performed at was Electric Circus, Much Music, all right? We got a deal, but we transferred it. We didn't want just a single deal. We want to make it like an album deal because we know Beat Factory had plans. They had this group called the Dream Warriors. I know Missy was doing her thing too. So we had to do her thing because we knew we weren't into making records. We were into making history. Anybody can make a record. Back then we were thinking, let's make history, okay? So I performed, did my thing. We got the record deal. And I tell you, man, the day that UPS truck came to my house with that box of records, and I opened that box, and I saw the picture of me and LTD. It was just a single. I was feeling good. You know what? It showed me that, you know what? This is something I always wanted to do. And I'm making it manifest right now. Understand what I'm saying? I felt great. I remember being in a club called Falcon's Nest in Scarborough. We were just chilling, bobbing, doing a thing. This Heavy D song comes on. I want somebody to love me for me, right? You make me happy. Hey, I'll be sure singing on the chorus, right? Me and Farley were just talking, but then all I hear is boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, bap, boom, bap, boom, boom. And it's mixing. I'm hearing Al B. Shore's voice, but then I'm hearing a beat. I see Farley's big old eyes open up. I'm like, damn! They're mixing my record with a Heavy D record. Heavy D was like a top 40 artist back then. You gotta understand, that was big. That's the first time I ever heard my song being mixed or being played in a club. And it just showed us, you know, coming out of Toronto, we could do anything, man. We're just as good or better than anybody, man. And that, I'll never forget, I was jumping around the club. We were like little kids. We were jumping around. I was like, yeah, my song is on, yeah, yeah. And I will never forget that day because it just brought back, you know, what I expected of myself, my expectations of myself as an MC, you know? And it was like the work was just coming through, and we finally got to that level, man. And then the album came out, and I just feel proud to say, like, after so many years, we're going on 25 years, man, Let Your Backbone Slide is the only single from a Canadian hip-hop artist to go gold in Canada, man. And that's a big thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it for props or claps. I'm just showing you I had a vision. We had an idea, and we stuck with it, man, to make that happen, you know? So I just wanted to share that with you. The next step is operation, you know? Like I said, Beat Factory was doing their thing. We had to come up with an album and continue moving. But I'll tell you, one of my weaknesses, I'll share with you, I was never really a team guy. You know, I was never one of those cats to say, let me just sit back and let you run with this. Or let you, I was the cat that, I'll let you do your thing, but I'm gonna be watching you. I'll be rolling with you with this, because we're all learning together, right? And I think you need a team with you, man. You can't do everything yourself. I feel I would have done further. I would have gone further if I had more trust or I had a better team of people going to the next level. And that's one thing, that's why I commend you guys coming up, because you guys are a team, man. Like, I can text you, you'll get back at me, but hi, I'm Shays, executive director of so-and-so. He'll contact you when he's ready. Like, we never had all that back then, you know what I'm saying? We never had that, so that's something I strongly commend you guys for doing this, man. We never had these forums like this, man. It's really big. So team is important, man. Team is very, very important, man. You know, like my man said, Michael Jordan could be the greatest player in the world, but he never passed the ball to himself. You know what I'm saying? You need your team. You could be the greatest quarterback in the world. Don't mean you're going to Super Bowl. You need your squad with you. And I just feel that it's very important if we're going to grow, for us to grow as a team, you know. And like I mentioned, then the album came out and stuff started developing, and the Juno committee, they had to look at what's going on in black music in Canada. I first got nominated for a lot of people don't know, my first nomination came in 1990. There was no rap category. They put me in the dance category. So I'm feeling nice, man. I'm like, okay, we're going to win. I know this is a dance cat, but we feel, you know, we feeling nice right now, you know? And I'm feeling good because Backbone's on Billboard. This was the first track on Billboard. I'm like, yo, we winning, you know? Frankie and Derek showed me I do the running man. I did my thing, you know? We did a routine. I'm feeling nice right now, right? Quincy Jones walked by. I'm like, yo, they got Q now. Like, we're going to win. We're going to do this. We performed, and the winner goes to somebody else. And our hearts just dropped like, wow. Wow, okay. Okay, well, at least we got to meet Quincy Jones. He was a nice guy, you know. Back to Scarborough, you know, so it's all good. But then as things developed and the album came out, Toronto realized, Canada realized what's going on. You had the Dream Warriors doing their thing, Michi already doing their thing, and then it's like, wait a minute, we got to implement a new category here. And that's what came out to be the rap category for the Junos. And the next year, I won. I had 5 nominations, and the album Symphony in Effect won that, right? So I felt, I was feeling nice, but what I felt humbled was a dude by the name of Leonard Cohen. He won a Lifetime Achievement Award. So I'm feeling cool with my Junos like this. I'm feeling all good, like whatever. His trophy was like the size of this thing right there, right? And I felt like, you ever watch Flintstones when you see Fred Flintstone, like he loses ego and he just shrinks, and he jumps off the chair and he started running? I felt like, wow, I got a long ways to go, man. This is just the start. This is a journey, but this is a start right now, and I'm going to continue going. And I see things develop. I see things evolve, and the artists coming up, let me tell you one thing, man. I embrace young cats coming up. You know why? Because we never had people older than us giving us advice, man. We learned from ourselves, man. The only people we had was like DJ crews like Sunshine, and like, you know what I'm saying, like Butch Lee and Kilowatt, all that was cool, but they weren't making records. They weren't at the level we were at to take it to a business. So we had nobody to look up to see like, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. So everybody I learned from was people younger than me. So of course I was a fan of Ghetto Concept. I'm studying Infinite's lyrics, I'm studying Quadro and Dolo, I'm watching, I'm pinpointing certain things. Of course I'm a student of Socrates. Of course, why wouldn't I be? I'm watching him spit, I'm listening to him spit, then he's producing. And he could sing on top of that. So of course I'm going to be taking my notes. I'm studying chaos. I'm going to watch what these cats are doing, because I never have people older than me showing me what to do on that level from a creative perspective like that. So of course I'm going to watch the JD eras, man. Of course I'm going to see what Drake and them cats is doing right now, man. I watch cats, you know why? And I study them, you know why? Because they study all my shit too. That's real. We learn from each other. Understand what I'm saying? And that's the beauty with Toronto here. Like the greatest artists, we do exceptional things. Exceptional things. When Missy came out, she didn't just rap, she was rapping and doing reggae. That was considered alternative music back then. Understand? When Dream Warriors came out, let me tell you, you could ask King Lou about Coogee Rap and Polo, he'll tell you. Ask him about Master Ace, he'll tell you. But when it comes to him spitting, if an MC would say the, he'd say the. That's how original Dream Warriors were. That's one of the most original crews ever in hip-hop, straight out of Toronto. We got so much history in the hood, and it's very important that we document our history. It's very important that we document our history because voice defies death. And it's very important because to poison the people, you poison their stories. So if things evolve, we're at a level right now, we never had internet coming up. You didn't have no internet when you came up. Nothing. When do you talk about the griots? Understand? We didn't have all that. You talk about our ancestors. We're in a level now, you can't blame these kids, man. Because they got information coming at them at a level, at a rapid speed that they're going to forget about culture. They don't care which breakbeat this came from or whatever like that. They're on to the next. When I hear like Live at the Barbecue, I wanted to know that was the Detroit Emeralds. I want to find out what breakbeat the Large Professor used to find that, to use that. Oh, that's the same breakbeat that Raekwon used for Incarcerated Scarface 10 years later. I wanted to know that stuff. This generation, you can't blame that. My man said what? CSDS, common sense deficiency syndrome. That could hit you virally. That could come at you electronically. That could come at you spiritually too as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what KRS-One said. If you don't know the history of the author, you don't know what you're reading. The only difference between kids now and us back then is we embraced our culture. We embraced our history. Understand what I'm saying? But you can't blame them when we have information coming to them at this speed, right? They're not going to care about which breakbeat. They're not going to care about, oh, that's a slide and a Family Stone break. They don't care. They don't even want to care about family. They don't care about fathers right now, man. They don't care about being a father to your child. It's not their fault, man. So what we got to do is try to educate them too. Like, listen, but do it in a way where it's not intimidating. Do it in a way where it's not like, yo, I'm your elder. Say as I say. Fuck that. That's what they're going to tell us. You got to be like, boom. That's what they're going to tell us, man. You know? That's what they're going to say. That's what I'm saying. The Soulja Boy fans or whatever, I'll be like, yo, this is what Nas was spitting when he was 16. Answer your question. What do you think of that? That's what I want to know. But if I said, like, fuck y'all, y'all don't know about hip-hop, y'all don't know about shit, now we have division. Now who's winning? Now who's winning? That's what they want. They want to see division amongst everybody. But to me, like I said, we got more similarities than differences. And as long as I'm here and I'm a part of this culture or art form, right? Right? As long as I'm a part of this, I'm a part of the community, right? I want to see similarity. I want to see, we got strength in numbers, man. So, again, I feel proud of this book. I feel like I've reached some type of destination, right? I feel I could look back and say like, wow, man, this is what I've done. This is what I thought, understand? This is where I'm at now. But guess what? Stick to your vision is a cycle. Because once you get to a certain destination, guess what? Your expectation of yourself increases. Because I already got to this level. So now I see myself on the next level, right? That's what's up. And we're going to continue going further and further and further. But when you get to your destination, what do? You bring people with you. Understand? That's when Buddha was doing the steps over there. Man, I like the roller skating moves you did. That was kind of cool. Right? But he's educating with Blueprint. He's bringing up people with him. What Brother Ernie's doing, he's bringing people up with him. What Shays is doing right there, what Manifesto is doing, they're not only inspiring people older than us, and this generation right here, they're bringing people with us. They're bringing young cats coming up. Cats who don't know me as the Maestro Fresh West. They might know me from doing that TV show Metropia, or they might know me as doing Instant Star, or whatever. One time I was visiting my homie at Jane and Finch, and someone said, isn't that Metropia? And I'm feeling nice. I got the Maestro pose on. I'm like, damn, this is like a new generation altogether right now, B. This is a new generation altogether. Someone looked at me, yo, you, Rakim. I'm like, yo, man, I mean, I know me and the brother look similar or whatever like that, but I'm from Toronto, and you know, it's a different time right now, man. And chapter 24 of my book, there's a chapter we titled it, Transferable Skills. And what that deals with is what you learn from one realm, you take to the next. What I learned from hip hop, being an artist, being an MC, it gave me confidence. It showed me the importance of preparation. It showed me the importance of repetition. So when I'm transferring my skills to the next level, these are things I could bring. When I'm going to a new arena altogether, these are the transferable skills. So when I started acting, a lot of people in the acting industry, they look at me like I'm a Neanderthal. They figure like, yo, wait a minute, this guy's a rapper. So let's keep him in this cute little box here. So every time I mess up, they'll be like, okay, Wes, you know when you rap and you do it this way? Well, how about if you do it this way? And I'm like, you know, I applied my same work ethic that I learned from being an MC to my acting. So in other words, when I'm making beats, making records, I learned if I take a jazz record and I open up the record, I look at the grooves on the record, when I see spaces in between, I know those spaces, that's either a drum break or a bass line. I'm gonna cop that record because who's the bass player in that? Jack DeJohnette? Ron Carter? Okay, cool. Let me see what I got. That same work ethic I applied, right? I applied to acting. So I don't need to see the Hollywood actors. I used to go to Queen Video. I want to dig in the crates now. Give me those obscure movies with those obscure performances that people don't even know about. Understand what I'm saying? Because it's not Hollywood. I apply those same skills that I learned from hip hop to get to the level where, you know, my agent used to say, Wes, you're not ready yet, man. You're not ready yet. You ain't ready for Cali. You ain't ready for LA yet. But I stayed focused with it, and I'm proud to say a lot of people don't know because in Canada, we don't really have that much money in terms of promoting our stuff. But yo, last year I got nominated for Gemini Award for Best Actor in a dramatic series, man. And the foundation of all that, that's cool. That's like just so you know, Ernie, that's like a Canadian Emmy. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of all that was hip hop because all I simply did was transfer my skills from that to what I'm doing right now. Now, when I see a brother like Shay, you're transferring your skills, B. Understand? We, in this room right now, we got so much political power, man, we don't even know. That's why my man Ernie was saying, okay, if you want to drag your pants down or whatever like that, that's you, if you really want to do that. But really, we got so much political power in this room right now, man. Through our words, you know what I'm saying? Through our energy, you know? But if we suffer from CSDS, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And without a voice, we're going to die. Because what did Lillian say? Voice defies death. And if we don't document a history, it's a wrap. Because to poison the people, you poison their stories. So we got to continue documenting the stories, see what worked from back in the days, what didn't work. You're going to learn what you did this manifesto and what didn't work, and you're going to say, all right, cool. Number 5 is going to be even better. Number 7 is going to be sick, right? And you're going to continue doing like it's very, very important, man. So I feel blessed to be here. Another thing, what vision is, your vision is the experience you want to have when you reach your what? Your destination. It's a GPS that shows you what direction to go in. And if you go off course, it helps calculate another route to get to where you want to be. Your vision is about how you want to live your life, including your choice in career, whether you want to remain single or have a family, or how you want to spend your free time, or where you want to be, where you want to live, and the values and beliefs that will guide you along the way. That's very important. Dalton made a good point right now. He talked about being a father, and he listed a whole bunch of MCs and stuff like that. I didn't know he knew that I was a father. I'm a brand new father. My son's going to be 2 years old in a hot minute, you know what I'm saying, by November. And my wife, like I said, she co-wrote the book with me. Now, my whole vibe was, when I said stick to your vision, was about initially me going out there, do my thing, and once I'm nice, I'm going to bring the family with me because I'll have that monies and do that thing. Ernie, you said something prolific too. You mentioned a couple, you said about Dick, it was Dick Gregory you mentioned. He was a great leader, but he wasn't the greatest father. Right? That's what you mentioned, right? It wasn't Dick Gregory? Who was that? It was Dalton who said that, right? Yeah. I think I'm a good father. I'm going to think I'm a good father. But the point is, you got to prioritize certain things too and see what's really important for you to really stick to your vision. And stick to your vision is not necessarily just a career thing you're doing. It's about life, like who's going with you. And trust me, man, I learned so much about my wife when I did this project, because that's when she was pregnant with our child. I got a book deal at Random House, and I felt great. I went in with no literary agent. I just told them, this is the template, expectation, operation, destination, stick to your vision is the title. They gave me a hug, and they said, wow, you know what, we believe in you. But now you gotta hit that manuscript, and here's your deadline. And I know how to rap, right? I know how to act, but now I'm an author, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm no Ernest Hemingway, I'm no Margaret Atwood, you know what I'm saying? This is a whole new thing altogether. So now I'm writing my stuff, and I'm putting stuff together, and I never had people like critiquing my grammar before. I felt like a dick, like, you know, you look at me like, no, Wes, this is how we do this in large cases over here and such over here. And I went through so much editing. Meanwhile, my wife is pregnant. Meanwhile, my son is being born. Meanwhile, I got this manuscript to come through. And I'm like, how are we going to do this? And the thing is, she kept on telling me, you know what, tell your story, but summarize that shit, get to the end. And she'd be holding her head. Women who got kids, you know how it is when you're pregnant. You know how it is when you're pregnant. And she kept on saying, just get to the friggin' point. Just get to the friggin' point. And it was like, man, trust me, it wasn't the easiest thing, but I wouldn't have been able to do that without her, because she was the backbone of Stick to Your Vision. You know what I'm saying? Right? And trust me, we were like boxing with each other, man. Like we were like haggling horns trying to get this joint out. But I tell you, the same satisfaction I got when that UPS box came, with that box of records. But it came with the book. And here's the cover. The cover's like this. I left the books but you can get it at Chapters, you know what I'm saying? But when this came to my house, it was like we reached a destination again, man. And we thought about all the blood, sweat, and tears we put in to get to that level, man. And it's a real fulfilling feeling to have an idea, to see it manifest, and to see it go to the next level, to reach your destination. And just the same thing, when I got the Gemini nomination too, man, it was like Heavy D was being played already. And I was going through it, I was in the club too. And I'm saying, you have to embrace your victories, but keep it moving. We're going to embrace what you've done today. We're going to embrace what you've done, what you guys have done for this whole week. This is monumental. And we're going to keep it moving to the next level, because there's bigger destinations along the way. So I thank you for, I don't know how much time I have, but I feel great being here. I thank you for the time. Because I mean, I got tons of stories, man. I can tell you when I met Wu-Tang Clan in Jones Beach. I can tell you when I met Nas and whatever. But we're trying to keep it concise, and I thank y'all.